Good morning. We welcome you, your family, and your friends to Unity Spiritual Center, where we honor the universal truths in all religions and respect each individual's right to choose a spiritual path. No matter who you are and where you might be on your path, you are always welcomed here. My name is Jane McLean, and I am the platform assistant today. Today we have Reverend Deidre Ashmore as our guest speaker and the Four Calling Birds for our musical guests. Now, let's get centered before we say our 5 principles together. Let's take a deep breath in and then let it out slowly. God is good and present in all things. The holiness of God is my own true nature. I am creating my experiences by how I think. My thinking is guided by my daily affirmative prayers and affirmative actions. I follow and am sustained by these values in every way, every day. And today's daily word is heart expression. You are dear to me, and I hold you in my heart. Sharing love is a wonderful way to discover and respond to the divinity alive in every heart, binding us as a human family. My loving nature helps me see the best in every person whose life touches mine. Today, I remember one of the legends of Saint Valentine, in which he fashioned pieces of parchment into hearts, which he gave to others as tokens of his compassion and God's love. Today, the tradition continues when I say, "You are dear to me, I hold you in my heart," with a card, a gift, a call, or a simple act of kindness. I share love with no expectation of reciprocation, and my heart welcomes every expression of love from others. Love's energy grows through both giving and receiving. And from John chapter 13, verse 34, I give you a new commandment, that you love one another. Just as I have loved you, you also should love one another. And now, let's welcome Reverend Deidre Ashmore.
Good morning, Unity of Bellingham, and happy Valentine's Day to you. So glad you're joining us this morning. And today we are going to dive into love. Since it's Valentine's Day, right? What else is there but expressing and giving and receiving and engaging in love? So let's take a moment, and we're going to just center ourselves in a meditation time, engaging and going deeper into the idea of love. I invite you to close your eyes if you're comfortable doing so or not. But let's just take 3 breaths together, centering ourselves and uniting our hearts and mind. Breathing in and exhaling. Again, in and out. And one more. In and out. In this now moment, I would like us to imagine that all of our needs are met, that we have enough. We have enough, whatever it is. We have enough love. We have enough money. We have enough health. We have enough peace. We have enough harmony. We have enough joy. We not only have enough, but each of us is enough. And being enough and having enough is loving what is. So imagine feeling and seeing yourself surrounded by the effects of enough love, what it feels like to be so loved and so cherished, to be so seen, to be adored, to be assured, to be comforted in the loving, all-encompassing arms of divine love. This love heals. This love reveals. This love makes everything good. This love redoes experiences. This love lets go of old hurts, wounds, resentments, and unforgiveness. Such is the power of divine love. Let's luxuriate and love lavishly in this presence of divine love. And we have so much that we radiate this love outward to our friends and to our families, to our communities, and out into our world. And never ever doubt that this love, this conscious expression and sharing and giving of love makes a difference. For it indeed, it is the only thing that does. Love, 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 pure love. Let's take a moment in the silence of radiating and lavishing and immersing ourselves and bathing ourselves in this divine love. Thank you, loving presence, divine love, infinite love, for this time together, for Unity of Bellingham and all who are here, all who have been, and all who are coming and finding Unity of Bellingham, the heart of love in this community. We are grateful for our time together, and so we say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Mother, Father, everything God. We pray through the power and presence of the indwelling Christ consciousness that each of us is. And so it is. Amen. So nice to see you and be with you today. Even though it's through the lens of recordings and virtual realities, it's still, I feel your presence, and I hope you feel mine. So I thought today, since it is Valentine's Day, I'd give you a brief history of Valentine's Day, where it came from, and then talk about committing to love. That's the title of my lesson. What does that take, and what's that about? Basically, we're going to talk about love, and then I thought it would be different if we have a commit to love ceremony. So we're going to commit to love first to ourselves, then we're going to commit to love in the ceremony through to our partners, our significant others, and our friends, and then our families. So I hope you'll enjoy this. It's a little different, and but we'll go with it. It's going to be like a wedding of sorts, but we're going to call it a commit to love ceremony, okay? So first, let's look at Valentine's Day. It goes back, it's attributed, its beginnings, ancient times, back to the Roman days, and one of their pagan rituals, fertility rite. And then it moves into Christian martyrdom through a priest named Valentine. The Romans forbid their soldiers to marry. They felt that it weakened their soldiers, so they set out this decree that they could not be married. Now, Father Valentine did not agree with this concept, and people knew that he favored loving relationships, and so he would marry couples. Eventually, he was found out, he was put into prison, and eventually executed, and there became a saint, Saint Valentine. Then, at some point, people thought that Valentine's Day, in honor of the saint, should be around maybe the middle of February, because they think that that's when the songbirds, lovebirds, would mate. I don't know if that's true. It probably depends on what part of the world you're in. It could be, sounds good. And then we have our human lovebirds, the ones in romance. We think of poetry like William Shakespeare, "Shall I compare thee to a summer's day?" Or how about Elizabeth Barrett Browning? Actually, she's one of my favorites. "How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee to the depth and breadth and height my soul can reach." Isn't that good? So actual Valentine's, so eventually people started giving cards, and especially in the 1800s, little cards and cherubs. And cherub is the Roman name for love. Cherub. So eventually, in the 20th century, it took off. Now we have lots of cards, and Valentine's Day traditionally is celebrated with flowers or chocolates or little gifts, but expressions of love to one another. And since it is Valentine's Day, I thought I'd share with you what I know about love, given my long life so far and my loving marriage of 39 years young. So I have some experience, I believe, and I'm coming from that place with you today. You know, many of us, myself included, I longed for a relationship. I really wanted one. I liked being with someone. I felt like that was something that I would enjoy. And some of us want relationships for different reasons. But regardless of the reason, what we find is after we get together, you know, we've really, really wanted a relationship. We've longed for when finally the person of our dreams comes true, or the circumstances are such that we are together. And now my experience has been, this is when the problems begin. Up until that point, we think, oh yeah, this will solve everything. But then stuff happens, right? And why do you suppose that is? It's because we're mirrors of each other, you see. So I reflect your love, you reflect mine. And boy, I sure know that. Whenever I get a tone in my voice and I'm talking to my sweetie, I'm reminded of what kind of energy I'm putting out because I get it right back. So then one of us often will have the presence of mind to say, do we want to go here? Or are you having a bad day? Or is something bothering you? You seem a little oinky. That's our phrase, oinky or grrr. And so it's just okay, time out, because that's not how I want us to end up. I don't want us to end up in anger and an argument. So it requires presence, and it requires, I believe, to be in a healthy relationship, it requires each of us to do our own personal soul work, to do our healing. And we don't often have that opportunity. We're in a relationship, and then as we mature and grow, we realize, gosh, I've got some stuff that I need to heal, and it's old. Of course it is. That we collect it as in this life experience, in these human incarnations. So how to then become more peaceful, more loving, and more mature so we can be fully present to the other person that we've selected as our partner. Our partners. So let's look at committing to love. And I believe it's important to love ourselves first. That isn't narcissistic. It's about self-awareness of where does that love begin. And if we didn't get it as we wanted as a child, most of us didn't, but how can we love ourselves as an adult? Can I be kind to little Deidre? So I've done some inner child work. I recommend that. And then I'm more capable to love others because I have an understanding of myself and I want to be better. And commitment. Commitment, what does that mean? What are we committing to? It means to dedicate ourselves, to say yes to something. It means to pledge, to apply ourselves, to carry out, to fulfill, and to give. Those are some words. You might come up with your own. And so what are we committing to? What are we committing to? We're committing to love, and why do we do it? Why do we want to commit to it? Because there are benefits from it. Because of how we're going to feel when we stand and make that commitment to someone. Basically, we know now that love is central to our human experience. We hear the studies done on orphans or babies that were in an orphanage and weren't picked up and nurtured and cared for, and that failure to thrive. So it's important. Love is key. So some of the benefits, it creates we become kinder, more compassionate human beings. We feel more secure. We are happier. We are more content. We often can be more confident sometimes, and we feel more supportive. We feel cared for, attended to, and we receive and get affection oftentimes. And here's the deal. Is it easy? Nope. It's not easy, is it? Not easy oftentimes. To give love, to receive love, to listen. What does it take? This is what it takes. We've got to be willing. We've got to be willing to be present, to give, to receive, to nurture, to forgive, to trust, to have patience. To communicate openly and honestly, to be kind. So it takes something from us, but in that giving is we receive, it's a mutual interchange. We receive the benefits of that. And we have to look at that too. If we're in a relationship where that's not happening, then maybe there are other times to make adjustments. I've also done divorce ceremonies where there's a healthy, respectable ending to a relationship. But today, when we talk about committing to love, we also want to have respect, acceptance. It takes generosity. It takes humor, I've found. That helps. Touch, giving humor gives us the light touch. Faith, we want to have faith. We want to have optimism. And the other thing is it takes some strength. It takes strength for perseverance, to know that things are going to work out. And that willingness, the willingness to do what it takes no matter what, that we agree that we want this to work. So when we look in those terms in a relationship, when we're in a relationship, when we look in it that way, at it that way, it shows us that if I'm willing, there will be a way. There's always a way. There may be infinite ways that we haven't even thought of because we live in a world of infinite possibilities. So our heart has to be in it. I'm reminded of 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verses 13. From the Bible, if I speak in the tongues of men or of angels, but do not have love, I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have a faith that can move mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor and give over my body to hardship that I may boast, but do not have love, I gain nothing. Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails, but where there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be stilled. Where there is knowledge, it will pass away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when completeness comes, what is in part disappears. When I was a child, I talked like a child, I thought like a child, I reasoned like a child. When I became an adult, I put the ways of childhood behind me. For now we see only a reflection in a mirror. Then we shall see face to face. Now I know in part, then I shall know fully, even as I am fully known. And these three remain: faith, hope, but the greatest of these is love. Faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these is love. That's such a wonderful Bible verse, and people will often use it in their wedding ceremonies or commit to life ceremonies, commit to love ceremonies. So let's move into our ceremony right now. So this is for ourselves, on our own personal relationship to the divine of our being. It's for our partners our spouses, our friends, and for our family. So you'll hear me say I or we or they. Okay? So let's dive in. We have been invited here for a holy purpose, not just to witness, but to participate fully with our thoughts and prayers, joining the Spirit of God in blessing me, us, this family today. And our commitment to this family's life together. That's why we're here in this ceremony. We are here because this family values relationships. This family feels the power of family and friends. And we invite all of us to join together in the dedication of this sacred purpose. This family represent symbolically all the people in the world who will be touched in any way by the life of this relationship, of these relationships. This family have chosen to be partners in life and have agreed upon this act of commitment and in this public holy ceremony in which to proclaim it. This family, thank Spirit for the splendor of our relationships and to affirm this day that it will continue our relationship with those we love will continue to evolve in compassion and tenderness and great joy. Yourself, your partner, your family is the Spirit of love's gift to each of us. But they, or he or she, are not a gift for you alone. By the nature of your relationship, the universe desires that you, he, she, they, find within yourself, himself, herself, and themselves a greater sense of who they have come here to be, who each of us has come here to be. Part of your commitment today is the voice of love calling you to see in yourself, in him or her, or your family, all possibilities, to behold one another authentically and with generosity. Through your faith in yourself, in him or her, or in them, each family member, each of you will shine in your greatest strength and through your commitment to one another. You will all experience the kingdom of heaven within. That's what love does. I ask now, do you agree to behold your own and or each other's uniqueness and honor yourself, each other, for the gifts you have each brought to this relationship? Take a moment and say, yes. We do. I do. Our prayer today is that you claim not only in yourself, but in each other's love, such profound acceptance that your combined consciousness helps to heal the world. That's one of the benefits of a relationship, to heal the world through your love as a demonstration. May you release all impediments to your joy and begin this new day as a compelling future for yourselves, a foundation, if you will. We live in a time when far too many people experience sacred moments. We want more of them. And certainly what we are going through now changes has changed a lot of things in our being able to connect and get together with physical presence. But today, all of us here, all of us in this community, feel God's holy presence in our willingness to commit love to and with another. So let's celebrate this sacred agreement between the relationship and ourselves and to our spouses and partners and our families. You do not exclude the world. We don't exclude the world, but this is including the world in our love. And together, all shall contribute more fully to the relationship so it can be more full. All right, here are the vows. Here are our vows to one another. Do you now promise to keep and willingly keep your heart open to yourself, to your partner, to your family? To share yourself openly and honestly. From this point forward, are you willing to have your feelings, your partners, and your family's needs carry the same priority as your own? And then you think to yourself, yes, I am willing. Having thus declared it, you shall not be as two conflicting and competing, or three or four competing forces, but rather the energies of your lives shall blend in harmony and oneness through the Spirit of God. And now, if you had a ring, maybe you have a ring on, you could look at it and hold it. I'll look at mine. May this ring always remind you, and this is what you are going to be saying to yourself and to your beloved and beloveds. May this ring always remind you that my heart will be your shelter and my arms will be your home. As it encircles your finger, may it call you to walk with me in strength through all the joy and all the sadness life may bring to us, whatever comes. And so I'll put my ring back on, knowing that that ring, the circle of love, sets an intention for the words of connection and strength and joy and great love to be part of my life in this relationship. And our blessing is that God of earth and sky, light and dark, may these souls feel in your presence the gift of intimacy, the sacred union of hearts and bodies. May their relationship remain free-flowing, a free-flowing river, unclogged with the sticks and debris of hurts and withholding. May your home be a haven of peace. May all who enter feel this peace and your love and harmony. May it be filled with the things you love, whether it's books, art, pets, be other creatures, all of those things that make your house a home. May you daily say to one another, come, walk with me. Come walk in my story. Be my unfolding footsteps and heartbeats in every day. May you say to each other, come home to that place I keep for you in my heart. I am here for you. I give you my soul's awareness, my body's comforting presence, my mind's devotion. Come, walk in my story with me, and let us share our lives together. You may now kiss yourself or one another. And so, my friends, we've come to the end of our lesson today, celebrating Valentine's. I hope you have a wonderful one, and I leave you with this thought. One day, You are going to hug your last hug, kiss your last kiss, and hear someone's voice for the last time. But you never know when that last time will be. Live every day as if it were the last time you will be with the person or persons you love. God bless you, namaste, and happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you, Reverend Deidre, for that wonderful commitment ceremony. It helps us to recognize the depth and breadth of loving relationships that we can have in our lives. We have now reached the part in our service that we get to give, to practice the abundance that we are. There are two ways that you can give. You will find that information at the end of the service. We are always grateful for your generous gift. As you consider your gift, affirm, I give freely and joyfully, for God is my source, and I have abundance in all areas of my life. Please say with me our offertory blessing. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And now, let's welcome our musical guests, the Four Calling Birds. Thank you for calling birds. That was just so beautiful. We are at the end of the service. Let us say our prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank you for being with us today, and have a blessed week.